This is just a fucking joke. You can calm down. And I'm completely calm in that situation, not raising my voice, not really cursing
You're
out
getting
anyone or
mad right
anything.
now. You're
I'm
getting
not getting
mad.
mad. I'm not
You're
getting
literally
mad.
raising your voice.
Moose shit. Welcome to Moose Shit, where we spout bullshit. My name is Moose, and I'm joined by my dashing doodlers, Coob and Al. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing
Good.
fantastic until we started trying to record because Moose just can't get away from having constant technical difficulties.
It's not my fault. It's not my fault.
Whose fault is it, Moose? If you
Craig's.
could give me someone else to blame, then maybe.
Craig.
But Craig is working right now.
Craig is working now, not before. I'm also working right now.
Not before.
Sure, buddy.
Who was not working first? Was it me or was it Craig?
I think it was Velvix, actually.
No one knows who that is. I don't know who that is.
That guy.
Please cut that out.
Leave it
But don't
in.
you want to explain how your
Leave
name
it
came
in.
from used with combining the name Velveeta and Alex to get to Velvix?
Well, you basically gave that story, so there it is.
It's like one of the most Neanderthal things I've ever heard in my life.
Right. All right. So the full story is, I used to play with this game with my friends called Town of Salem, which is almost like Among Us, where you have to be anonymous in your role, and everybody has either a good or evil role. And whenever we would go into these games, we would all play together, but I couldn't just put my name because then everyone know who was me. So I had to come up with another name, and I eventually came up with these random ass names. And at the time, I was just eating a thing of Velveeta mac and cheese, and I kind of liked the way Velveeta was spelt, and I just combined it with Alex, and there we go. I had Velvix, and I kind of liked Velvix. I just liked the sound of that. Then I ended up putting that as my username from then on for gaming and stuff. And here I am. Now I get called Shitvix, Gayvix, all except for Velvix.
Shitvix. Shitvix.
I mean, we weren't calling that right now. We were just calling you Velvix.
He just had to add that in. He wanted everybody to know that we call him Shitvix.
Yeah, that's just how the nickname transitioned. Just like Mosack.
Mosack. Sack.
I also don't know why you had to emphasize the fact that you had friends. What was the need for that exactly?
Because if he doesn't tell them, nobody's going to believe him.
Well, sometimes you guys don't like to believe that I have friends when I do.
Because you don't have
Do you
friends.
talk to any of those friends currently? The ones that you used to play Town of Salem with?
Not that often, no, but that doesn't mean.
By not that often, do you mean like you don't talk to them like every month? Or are you talking about how you haven't talked to them for numerous months on end?
It varies, Moose. What are you trying to say here?
Nothing. I'm just trying to make conversation. Be a little bit more communicative. That's what we call a call ahead. But anyways, cool. What's up with you?
Nothing much. Just chilling, to be honest.
Milkers
we
one?
had we did have
You went to being a coach. That's what's up. Why are you a coach?
That was only for one game. I'm back now.
Yay!
But basically, right? So we added 2 new players to our team who are like extremely good, right? And then we have like a full 10-man team. So it didn't really make sense for the thing is to get everybody the amount of minutes that they would need for us to like for it to actually make sense, you know what I mean? Like somebody had to take a big minutes cut. And then if you think about it, like when I'm playing in the game, I'm also doing the subs, so I'm like worried about having to like actually do what I have to do on the court and then also do subs. So then that day I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna sit out. Like I'm gonna coach from now on. And then the next day, so basically how it worked was we had a game Friday. We lost that one, 47-60. Those guys were actually really good. And then Monday we had another game. And the game we had on Monday was actually a group of people that like one of the people on our team knows that have been talking shit to us for like the last 2 years. We don't know these guys. Like these kids. They're literally high schoolers. Like we don't know them. We have nothing to do with them. We don't. We made fun of them playing AA, and they took like personal offense to it, and have been seeking us out ever since. And they talk OD shit like for no reason. Nobody even says nothing to them.
AA means Athletic Association, correct? You're not
Oh
talking
my
about Alcoholics
god,
Anonymous.
please! Everybody knew that, man. Why would you
I
just not
didn't
mention
actually.
that?
I was confused until I realized, oh no, he's talking about
Please
Athletic Association.
shut up. No, but right. So these guys just talk constant shit, right? Like one of them was telling, like one of them's telling one of the players on our team that they're gonna fry him and then he's gonna score a bunch of points, whatever. He literally shot 2 of 17 in the game. That kid. Like it was the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. We beat them, and then the whole time they brought like literally 40 people to the game. There was maybe
Damn.
40 people watching the game, and they lost. And the thing is, it was like closer than it should have been. Like we only won by 9 points, but it was also because one of the guys on our team that was like the guy that the main beef was around let the game get to his head, and he played like dog shit the entire game. Big Milkers dub, bro. We are now 4-2, and we have another game this Friday. And the guys were
What's your
playing on
guys'
Friday.
best record, right?
Oh no! I mean, I think at this point actually maybe yeah, we just tied our best record because I think at last season we were 4-1 or something like that, and then our best record ever was 7-5. Like we've played 3 full seasons. So first season we were 2-10, then 4-8, and then 7-5. And then this season so far we're 4-2.
Nice. Do you guys have to play 2 games in 1 week though? Because I saw on the Instagram that you guys had a game on Monday. I'm like, oh, that means he doesn't have a game on Friday. But now you're saying that you're also playing this Friday.
Yeah, we technically we've had 3 games in the last week because we played on last Friday. We played on Monday, and then we also have another game on Friday. So like technically if you start from last Friday, we would have 3 games in 1 week. So it's kind of AIDS, I'm not gonna lie.
Is that just something because of like the scheduling, or like is
Yeah, I
that
think
something normal
it
for all
worked
the
out that
teams?
way. Also because that game against the guys that were just constantly talking shit about us, those guys are like definitively worse than us, right? They're in a lower division than us and everything. But because the 2 dudes that were beefing on like our one guy on our team, one guy on their team, like both sides basically requested to get that game, and they only play on Mondays, I think. So we had to like bro, the game was at 10:30 on a Monday, and we like normally they schedule us every Friday, but they threw that one in there, I guess, because that was the only time that it made sense to fit it in for both teams, because you're like trying to make it work for both like sides of the schedule, pretty much. And we end up having to play those idiots, and then now we have 3 games in a week,
Yeah, Monday's a weird day to have it.
especially Monday at 10:30, bro. Like people got work, man. Like Monday 10:30, having a basketball game. We got home at like 1 o'clock, bro.
Most? What about you?
Yeah. Oh well, I graduated. Woo! And I've been really depressed because
Yay. Oh.
yeah, I'm a guy who works on schedules, right? And so now that I don't have a schedule, it has now just been mostly me sitting at home waiting for something, anything to pique my interest so I can do something. Like I recently just got back into the gym, which means I spent like 5 hours just like doing different exercises because I'm also walking to the gym, which was the best use of my time, because otherwise I would again just be sitting at home doing nothing. So I'm just waiting for work to start in July because I am very, very depressed.
I don't know if that's too healthy, most. I mean, you you could find like a temporary job, or you can this is like the time in between graduating and working full time. I would imagine is like the best time to find any hobbies or go on a trip or something or do something fun. Not just sitting at home wondering about what you could be doing in a few months.
Okay, issue with that is going on trips requires money and friends. Picking up a hobby requires money most of the time. But finding temporary job, I'm only unemployed for the next month and a half ish, so I would need something that's a little bit more flexible, depending on both ride situations and what other things are planned later on throughout the year. And I'm not like you. I'm not gonna just start working and then immediately leave as soon as I can.
Him, he just called you out, bro.
Bro, it's okay. They're not listening to this podcast. I actually plan on quitting or putting in my month notice because I'm nice. I don't just put in 2-week notice. I don't put a 1-week notice. I give a nice month notice so they know.
Listen to this kid. You think that when they hired you, they thought you were going to work there for a couple months, man?
Listen, if you look at it from their perspective, you have a guy that just came out of graduating college and is now entering an entry-level teller position. How long realistically are you expecting that guy to stay? Like, if I use my own common sense, I would say, wow, this guy probably doesn't want to do teller for his whole career, and he probably doesn't want to move up into the bank world because he already said no when we offered that to him. So he's probably not going to say he's a full-time teller. I'm telling that to myself, so I don't. It's not really that shitty of a thing.
So then, what was your answer when they asked you, why you, as a college graduate, are you deciding to go to an entry-level position in a bank?
Well, it depends on who you ask, actually. When my coworkers I worked in multiple different branches, and I've sort of struggled with myself on the right answer to say to this, because if I say, well, I really just love being a teller and I just love interacting with customers and everything, like that's so blatant of a lie, it's like laughable, because who likes working a dead-end job dealing with customers who are annoying old customers like that? And then if I say, well, I'm actually part of this program, this step-up program that they have for college graduates, which they offered me, which is like a 2-year rotational program, then I have to commit to that lie, which means I have to know like the ins and outs of the program. I have to make sure like I know which people I'm supposed to be talking to. So I was like, I can't say that. And then the third thing was that I could just say, well, I'm actually fresh out of college, still looking for a job. The job market is tough.
That's
I'm just working
actually
here
the
temporarily.
exact point that I was going to make, that like you say that like why would a college student be working there like right away? But there are a lot of people that like just can't find jobs, so like it is possible that somebody would take that job with like the hopes that like they could use that to like get themselves a job somewhere else, or even maybe they would move up. So
Just to get
Yeah.
back on their feet. So, I mean, you're stealing someone's job, like I said before.
yeah, what
I mean,
Moose said.
so Moose, if you were in my position, you would just wait until I start my full-time job. I'll be
That's
out of
what
work for
I'm.
like 6 months.
That's what. Well, I mean, you could have just done DoorDash, maybe. But you know what? It's your own
No.
decision. I'm not judging you. Everyone makes their own life decisions. It's shit like that.
Moose is judging you, man.
I know he is. It's okay.
No. I just want to make it very clear that
Why
it
you
is
gotta
your
lie,
life,
man?
and
Why you
I
gotta
don't
lie?
really have a right to say
Why you
what you
gotta lie?
can
Just
and
tell the
can't
truth,
do
man.
in your life.
Just
Okay,
tell the
so I'm
truth.
just making that very clear.
Like you're literally sitting here lying. Just tell the truth, man. Like it's okay. It's okay if you hate Alex.
You know what? I think that this might just be a miscommunication problem because I'm not saying that. And miscommunication actually happens to me a lot, right? Which is why today's topic is
Wow.
going to be rules of communication.
That was pretty
Okay.
solid.
Thanks, man. Okay. So like a year ago, right? I quit my job at the bank. Upon quitting my job at the bank, I didn't realize last day of work, I had a guy come in looking for money and I couldn't give it to him because the bank didn't have it. The amount that he was looking for, we just didn't have because it was a weekend and we have other shit to do, right? But I guess I was coming off as aggressive in that interaction because in a review that he sent out later, he said, Young Teller was about the most aggressive person I've ever seen and told me I should go to the Bank of America if I didn't like his attitude. I really hope upper management takes care of this employee. So obviously, clearly, there's something wrong with the way I communicate. And so I wanted to hear from you guys, the
You said that?
pinnacles, the what?
You said that to him?
It's crazy, actually.
I
I'm
said,
like, damn, I can't believe Moose would say that to him.
I said you could get. We don't have money here. There are other banks, such as TD, that do carry larger bills. We simply don't have it here. We can maybe fulfill a portion of your request. It was pretty much what I said. I didn't say that if you don't like my attitude, go to Bank of America. Okay?
I don't know. I feel like that's what you said.
Okay,
I just
but
don't
clearly,
trust your words.
You think he just made that up?
no, because here's the thing, right? A lot of times when I've been talking, people somehow, for some reason, feel as though I'm angrier than I actually am, or I'm sadder than I actually am. Al, when we played Fortnite with Moose Jr., you said, Moose, this is just a fucking joke. You can calm down. And I'm completely calm in that situation, not raising my voice, not really cursing
You're
out
getting
anyone or
mad right
anything.
now. You're
I'm
getting
not
mad.
getting mad. I'm not
You're
getting
literally
mad.
raising your voice. You need to get
Yeah,
some
it's
help.
just the
man.
way you speak. It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's just you're very passionate in the things that you say, and the way you speak is very energetic. And sometimes, if you're very passionate and you're arguing, it could come off as angry.
I'm not angry. I'm not angry. And so, what we're going to be doing today is going to be setting down rules for communications, communication tips from the pinnacle, the peak of communication from you two guys, or at least from Koob, since he's the one who usually complains about our communication. So, Koob, what do you think are some ways that we can help communicate with each other? I have some that we can go over, but I was just wondering if you wanted to, if you had some in general.
I mean, let me go. I'll start with each of you. Oh, you should have included Jason with this, so I could have just roasted him too. But Moose Moose just lies about everything.
That's
Moose will
not
just
true.
make stuff up in the middle of a conversation.
Not true.
Or like pretend like he and Moose, I think the number one fault in your communication is you just act like your mind is infallible. So like anything that like any situation or anything like that, you act like your recall of it is the exact perfect way that it happened.
I
When
talked to
like
this about Al. I talked to this about Al.
85% of the time it's just not.
Al,
And I
what did I
think
say?
I think
What did I
Alex
say?
is just an idiot.
Al, what
That
did I
was
say when we went out, right? I said I don't talk about a lot of shit. I aim to know a lot of shit, and I don't talk about a lot of shit. But when I do talk about shit, it's about shit that I know.
That's
I said it in a
literally a
much clearer.
complete contradiction about what you always say about how you know a little bit about everything.
Because I do know a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but now
I
you're
talk
saying
about-
that you don't talk about stuff that you don't know. You only talk about stuff that you do know. Those
Yeah.
two like do not go hand in hand.
I don't talk about. I only talk about shit that I know, and the reason I talk a lot is because I know a lot of shit.
Moose, no, you do not. No, you do not. We went over this before.
So, all right. So I want to give an example. So Moose, when we were going to the bar on Friday, he started talking about the rap beef right now between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. And a lot of the time from Jason and other people, they would say, Moose, you don't even listen to rap. You don't even know what you're talking about. And Moose was saying, no, I've actually researched this and I know a lot about the rap beef. And so he's, became defensive on his knowledge of the rap beef. So that would be an example where he feels like he's speaking about something that he knows.
Yeah, but like Moose, like you might know it, like based on the research, but you wouldn't understand like the nuances of it because of the fact that like you don't you're not in like you're not into rap.
I'm watching analysis videos though. Like, isn't the entire point is to grow your knowledge base, not just be fervent in whatever you already know? I'm growing
I'm
my
not
knowledge base.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying like don't get so mad when people that already know about the topic say that you don't know about the topic. Like you're still learning. Like that'd be like
But
the equivalent of like me getting into wrestling right now and then trying to explain like shit to you about wrestling. Like you already
I,
know
I
about wrestling.
First of all, I wasn't getting mad. I
Well,
wasn't
I don't
getting.
know this because I wasn't there, so I'm just going off what Alex told me.
I don't know, Moose. You were pretty defensive.
Yeah, I was defensive about what I knew, but I wasn't talking about general rap. I was talking about purely stuff between Kendrick and Drake. Like the whole thing about Kendrick beating his wife, and then Moose Jr. is like, "Oh yeah, he said it in a line in a verse in a song." I'm like, "Okay, what's the verse?" And then I pulled up the songs that he was talking about, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, oh, "Point it out," and then he never did. For the rest of the night, he just never pointed it out. So what? What does the verse even exist? I don't fucking know.
I can't really comment on that because I
Can't
don't
either. I
know
don't know.
the exact situation you're talking about. But I mean, you do have an anger issue, Moose.
I don't have an anger issue. I'm perfectly calm. I can control my emotions. I'm talking calmly right now.
But Moose, one thing also for you is like you try to like articulate yourself in a very like complex way, right? Like you try to make yourself sound a lot smarter than you need to sound. Not that you are, and you need to sound. Like in certain like conversations, you like dress up whatever you're saying in like the fanciest language for no reason. When we're literally like we'll be talking about like let's say you are talking about like the Kendrick and Drake beef, like you'll just use so many like big words just for the sake of using big words instead of just getting your point across as concisely as possible. And that's why we just get sick of listening to you ramble because you just have to like you say something and then you know we're not going to understand it because it just you're using fucking big words for no reason and then we have to listen to you explain the word and then also why you use the word instead of just explaining it like a normal person. You agree with me, right, Alex? You get what I'm saying?
No, you
I
can't
mean,
use Alex as a barometer. You
no.
cannot use Alex as a barometer.
No, I
Alex's
just wanted to
vocabulary
see.
is the poorest out of all of us.
Stop. I was
That is
just about
very
to say
true.
that there have been
That
many
is very
times
true.
where I question whether or not what Moose is saying is an actual word because I've never heard that word used before, except in the context of what Moose is saying.
No, but I mean, still though, like Moose just be like throwing in big words, like it's an essay or something. He's trying to impress somebody, but like you don't got to do all that if we're just talking about something casual. You know what I mean?
I mean, okay. So I feel like this is getting a little bit off the rails. This wasn't supposed to be a roast of Moose. This was
It was
supposed to
just
be
I
a
thought
little
you
bit.
asked me to do this. Well, I don't know. You had to give
I
me
was talking
context
about.
on what to do. I didn't know what you wanted from
I
me.
was talking about like general rules. Okay, so right here we have rule 18 tips for communications for. Okay, so now we're gonna just go over those 18 communication tips for. Understood? So
What are you saying? What are you like mumbling,
don't worry about it.
bruh?
Couples.
No,
The
Oh,
shut.
website is okay.
Okay, so number one, the
it's so
communication
stupid.
tip is active listening and use feedback. Sometimes when we listen to our significant other, we're not fully present. And so active listening involves making a concerted effort to slow down and listen with an open heart and mind. Do you feel that we do this, Poob? Since again, this is
Wait.
all based off of it. Yes.
Bro, this is
Are,
talking about the dynamic of you and a significant other, bro. Why are you asking
are
for
we
my
like in a
opinion?
three-way relationship or?
Yeah, like what is this, man?
I
Like I could
feel
talk
like
about this between you and Alex because you guys are basically dating, but like I don't want to be associated with this.
I mean, communication is key in every relationship, and you are the one who says, "Well, Alex, if you communicated your thoughts clearly, then we wouldn't have this sort of issues right now." So I
Moose,
feel
you
like
know exactly what I'm talking about with Alex because Alex just be saying bullshit all the time, and it
I
never
disagree.
makes sense. And Alex, oh, here's one for Alex. Alex does the thing of literally, and I've complained about this on the show before, that Alex will like fucking say, I think what Moose is trying to say is, and then just talk about what
Oh
he
my
is
god.
thinking.
Okay, I've improved from that. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've caught myself saying that, and I correct myself, and then I say, well, actually, maybe Moose is trying to say whatever point he's saying, but this is what I'm saying.
Exactly. So what did you say? I helped you out by telling you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. So I'm just being a good friend. You're welcome.
Okay. Let's go
So maybe
more in
if
that favor.
maybe if Moose applied the changes that I told him, then he wouldn't be so fucking annoying all the time.
Okay. Let's do that, shall we? Coob, I want you, Alex. Actually, I want you to give 3 rules that Coob has to follow for the rest of the episode with regards to communication.
Don't say no cursing, bro. It's gonna be hard.
3 rules.
Yes.
Don't frame anything as an insult. Only use positive affirmation.
Bro, what?
Wow.
Oh my god, fine.
I don't know. Most, can you come up with another rule?
No, it's not on me. Coob, you can give 1 rule now. Also,
Why would I give a rule for myself? I'm not gonna restrict myself.
no,
You guys
to
give a rule.
Al. Give a rule to
Oh.
Al.
Oh, I don't know, man. Alex just sounds confused every time he talks. So,
That's not positive.
bro, we haven't started yet. Everybody has to get their rules out first.
Okay.
All right, let me think. Hmm. What does Alex do that I really dislike? You know what? I just want Alex to get straight to the point of what he's saying. Like I want him to be able to just say one sentence, and for us to I don't know how to make this into a rule, but Alex is always rambling on.
No. All of my everything I say has to be compiled into one sentence.
Okay, sure. I mean,
Okay. Al, do you have a rule?
Are you?
No, it's for Coob.
Why can't I make it for you?
Because I'm not part of this right now.
are you making us the couple? Are you gay?
Yeah. What is going on?
What's wrong with you?
Well,
What kind of
I'll
fetish do you have?
This is an episode of 2 parts, like last time, which was 3 parts. So this is episode
Alex,
2
this kid
parts.
this kid has a fetish, bro. We cannot play into this.
Fucking make the
Bro,
rules.
he has a fetish. He has a fetish.
The rules.
Rules. Coop cannot exceed a 70 decibel level.
Do is something that I can actually measure.
This is hard.
I love how angry he gets.
All because I stopped the timer.
This is so he gets so angry, man.
So okay, what do you think of when you think of positive affirmations?
What do I think of positive affirmations? As in, that he must be complimenting you, basically sucking your dick.
That's not what positive affirmations is.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what Al thinks it is. That's
Well,
I
no.
know.
Let
That
me.
is a very
What I mean by that is like if you're going to say something that's critiquing, you have to sandwich it in between 2
I know, man.
compliments.
That's exactly what. I'm not gonna sandwich it in between 2 compliments. I'm just not gonna use any derogatory words when I'm, because like normally I'll tell you something. Even if I'm trying to help you, I'll be like, Alex, you got to start doing this, and then I'll call you an idiot at the end of it. So this time I just won't call you an idiot at the end of it.
Okay. Oh, okay. So then get rid of the no cursing one then, because that's basically the same thing.
I never put it down.
Oh, okay. My second rule is that after each sentence, he has to say, I'm proud of you.
I'm not doing that.
Yes.
Moose, that's not even a communication rule. That's just dick sucking. I'm not gonna suck his dick. Moose, are you typing that? Are you writing that? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You can write it down all you want. I'm not doing that. What does that have to do with being able to communicate?
What's the rule?
It's just a side of you that I've never seen before.
Shut up, Alex. Do I have to come up with another rule for him?
Yes.
I want him to call me daddy at the end of all of his sentences.
Oh my god. What is this? What, what did this turn into? Oh
Al, do you
my
have one more?
god. No. Let's just keep it at this.
Okay, so these are your two rules, I guess. Cool.
All right. Now, what is this game?
Okay, so these are your two rules. You guys each have two rules that you have to apply. Now, I need you guys to choose a debate. Which debate would you like to have? Is it which one of you is the better cook? Is it going to be who is the better driver? Or is it going to be who is better at keeping secrets?
Alex, what do you want to go for?
Um,
I feel like you know you're gonna lose the cook one because you just started cooking.
all right. Let's do driver then.
Okay.
Okay. So your debate is who is the better driver. Now, while having this debate, you guys must follow the two rules your opponent gave you. If you don't, you will lose one of the 10 points that you have every time you lose it. And if you win the debate, if I feel like you won the debate, you gain an extra 5 points at the end. Everything good?
Can I not have Alex call me daddy, bro? It's just gonna make me uncomfortable.
Sure, I'll give you guys one chance to change the rule that you have for your opponent.
Okay.
So, what would you like your second rule for Alex to be?
Need a second. It's not a good idea. I can't think of anything. Mose, can you help me think of something?
I'm not supposed to be. I'm impartial.
I just want. You know what? I'm just gonna keep it simple. I want Alex to keep. Alex had the one about keeping like below 70 decibels, but I'll just keep it at. Alex can't raise his voice at all throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay. So the debate starts now. Whoever wants to go first can go first.
Alex, you could go first.
Okay. Well, I am a good driver because I always wear my seatbelt and I've never died.
Okay. Boob.
Uh, Alex, I do think it's really good that you haven't died while driving yet. But I would also make the point that sometimes feel like you're a little late on your braking, and you do drive around. You like as a friend group, you've driven around the second most, so you've probably had more opportunities to prove that you're a good driver. And sometimes I feel like you don't make the most of those opportunities. Although I am proud of you for being willing to drive.
Okay.
Alex, what's your response?
Yeah, well, I think it should be another point for me that I am the second to most likely person to drive us because that shows that you guys trust me in my driving. And I'll leave it there because I can only do one sentence.
The thing is, Alex, although you do volunteer yourself to be driving the second most amount of times, I would argue that the reason has less to do with trust and more to do with economics, aka gas. Because if it had to do with trust, Moose would never be the number one answer in driving because Moose is a horrible driver.
I don't know why I'm being dragged into this, but okay.
Well, I was just arguing Alex's point, but I think the reason I'm a better driver than Alex is just because I feel like I'm in better control of the car. I feel like Alex is very easily distracted by things, and also I do what's it called? I've done multiple jobs where driving is like the main component to it, like being a delivery driver and all that. So I feel like that makes me more experience than Alex is. But I am really proud that he was willing to debate me despite being completely inferior to me.
Okay, so what
Okay.
I'm hearing, right, Al, is Coob is calling you a complete pathetic loser who can never even step foot in a car when it comes to actually, driving safely. You're just so pathetic when it comes to driving. It's actually just a miracle how we haven't died already multiple times over. Okay? So go ahead.
Okay, I would actually like to counter his point about being not focused on the road because it seems as though whenever I'm in Coop's car, he's always either changing the song, going on Instagram, going on something on his phone, and that doesn't really seem that safe.
I would
Okay, so what
respond
I'm
to that.
hearing, Coob, is
Oh
that
my
Alex is
god.
saying that you are completely inept when it comes to driving. You can't focus on the road to save your life, and it's a miracle that we're still alive by being in your car. Okay, go ahead.
Well, here's the thing that I would like to say in response to that is I do go on my phone when I drive the car, but I am just like changing the song and I don't I'm not like texting and driving or anything. It's more like I'm scrolling even if I am on Instagram, like I'm not like commenting on people's pictures. I'm just like scrolling through and, stop on a picture, look down when I'm stopped or if I'm like just going straight on a highway. Like obviously there's moments that you can look at your phone. The whole point of like being distracted, obviously it still is a distraction, but like I feel like there's a difference between that and like texting because texting you're like actively doing something that requires your like focus whereas compared to like scrolling like you have to just like swipe your thumb. So like I could have one hand on the steering wheel and be scrolling. And Alex, I think your distractions have less to do with like a phone or something like that and more with like people in the car. I think that's something that you struggle with because if like somebody's in the car, I feel like if you're having a conversation with them, you lose focus on the road for a second because like you might be in the middle of a sentence or something. But I'm proud that you are willing to keep a conversation going while driving.
Wow, Al, he just called you a basic bitch baby loser. So what a pussy that you are. You can't even fucking pay attention to the road when someone's talking. You have the attention span of a fucking gnat, is what he called you.
Well,
Go ahead.
I'm not the one that hits curbs like most, but I, knock on wood, have still never been in a major accident besides very small uh tailgating things. But that wasn't my fault. Not I'm not getting angry. I'm just anyways,
Is that
I've
raising your voice? I don't know if that
n-
counts.
He's raised his
no.
voice twice, but we will just ignore it. He did raise his voice to yell at you, Moose. I'm not trying to sway your voting, but he did raise his voice to yell
No
at you.
no.
I
No.
feel like since we both thought that that was raising his voice.
Really? But yeah, I've always gotten to places efficiently and safely, and I think my track record speaks for itself.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, cool. What's your closing statement?
I think I've been in high school I used to drive a lot, so I'm used to driving with a lot of people in the car. And then I got into a job where all I was doing was driving for a couple of hours at a time, up to like 10 hours at a time pretty much. And then also I do have like I do go on my phone, but it's never caused any sort of like issue for me. I've never got into an accident. I've never obviously like I've hit like a curb once or twice. Well, that was just like in a parking lot. It wasn't like while driving. But I also have never been pulled over either, so I feel like all those things make me a really good driver. But I am proud to say that Alex is capable of operating a motor vehicle.
Awesome.
Okay. Now tallying up, you guys did do really good. You guys did not have too hard of rules. So that ended up with Coop currently staying with his full 10 points, and Alex, for some reason, couldn't just keep his cool and has now ended up with 9 points. Well, you were very concise, Al. I'm proud of you. Okay. Now, who won? Trying to determine this is a little bit hard because I have to keep my own observations out of it. It has to be based purely off of the argument that was given. And based purely off of the argument given, I feel as though Alex gave better arguments as to why he is a safer driver than Koob, which means I would award him with the extra 5 points, making it now 14-10, meaning Alex is your winner. Final.
Oh, Moose,
In a
can you
very
explain
sad
how
result.
Alex made points that he was a safer driver?
I feel like the distracted driving, which is what you guys stuck on, what he had much more compelling points with Instagram. You said conversations, but then you never really gave an example of Alex's distracted driving necessarily hindering your safety or affecting your safety.
I mean, I quite literally did multiple times. I said
You
how
said that it was
Alex
near
would.
misses, but not. But
So
both of you guys
what
boasted
did
no
Alex
accident.
say? So what did Alex say that I actually had? He just said that I did those things and didn't even state that I had a near miss. He just said that I did those things. So like that'd be the equivalent of me saying Alex had conversations in the car and then not adding the fact that those conversations nearly led to us crashing.
But see, the issue is that
So you are just dumb.
No, there's no appeal here.
can we go back to positive
Now,
affirmations?
you are just dumb. That is the end of this. That doesn't even make sense. I thought Alex actually made a good argument. And he
Yeah,
could have won. I thought it was pretty 50-50, but your reason just makes no sense.
I feel like my reasoning makes sense. I feel like it's just going on Instagram are very compelling points. Not that
I
we're
mean,
saying that Koob has actually done that. It's just hypothetical statements. This is a completely fictional argument.
hasn't Alex done that?
You never brought it up.
But you know about it.
I said I can't go off my own observations.
Oh my god, you're so dumb.
In this
But I also feel like Alex's rules were actually restricting to how I could present my argument.
Yeah, you guys didn't.
Like
the
how am I
rules
supposed to how am I supposed to dick suck him and then also slander him at the same time?
Yeah, I feel like if you guys went a little bit harder on the rules, this would have been a closer game with a little bit more penalties attached to it.
Oh, we didn't even know what the game was.
Yeah, because I didn't want you guys making rules in order for making it hard for your thing. The whole point of it is to have a positive communication, you know. And I was trying to like needle you guys to, break your rules. You guys just didn't, except Al once.
I mean, he did it twice. But okay.
I mean, even if I deducted another point, Al still would win by for 13-10.
Well, yeah, Moose. So where did you get the 5 points from for the win? Like, when did you determine that? Because at
At the
first you
beginning
said
of the
four.
game.
I mean, before you said 4, and then you just changed
At
it
the
to
be
5
ver-
right before.
at the very beginning of the game, I said 5. I'm pretty sure. Did I not?
Moose, at the end of the game, you literally just said, Alex, you get 4 points added onto, and then you corrected yourself and made it 5.
Yeah, because that's what I said at the very beginning of the game, that it was going to be an extra 5 points.
I don't even remember. All I know is I definitely won that argument. And
Mhm.
one thing that I can say, regardless of the debate, me and Alex are maybe 40 to 50 tiers better driver than Moose. So fuck you, Moose. You can't drive. You've nearly killed us on multiple occasions. So your opinion of who is a better driver is completely irrelevant. Alex might be a better driver than me. He might not be. But one thing is for certain is that you are definitely a worse driver than me.
This is a topic for
Bro.
another day. Thank you so much for listening. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, if you're on any other podcasting platform, please go ahead and follow us there. If you're on Spotify, there's a poll underneath so you can decide who actually won this debate. Was it Coop or was it Al? Thank you so much for listening. Thank you. Fuck you. Bye.